What, on this game? So in this game it's called Eternal Friendship. DOA2 is Eternal Companionship. DOA3, it's pretty bad. Because it glitches out, disappears, or grows in distance. And even if that didn't happen, the Fate has some fundamental issues where you can't align it as well as you would like on the spot, which is a key a key part of the friendship Fate historically on all the DOA games. Let me get the key, by the way. So, firepower is pretty solid. You could brute force your way through a lot of stuff. And it's good for the mama back fight in terms of surviving, which, whether it's for getting the trophy or also the Dark Ops for solo. But the feed is also good. You could, you know, train the zombies easier. You definitely want to learn how to play the feed, I think, if you want to go super far. Yeah, some of you in chat, by the way, if you're having trouble, if you're getting to like the blood pool arena, round 44 or so, you guys should get together for a game, whether it's like a 2-player or even a 4-player. Like a 4-player game where everyone's personal best is round 40 or so. You guys might be, you know, dangerous on the sticks and get a nice little silverback defeat. I got a friend request from Hurricane. Alright, take it easy, Monkey Fighter. Good luck. The chicken in DOA2 was good when you I mean, as a regular Fate, it was like okay. But when you upgraded it on DOA2, it was pretty good. I mean, not the best. It was the worst. It was the worst upgrade on DOA2. But even the worst upgrade on DOA2 was still like viable to use, I guess. You know. On this game, you can't say the same, where it's like the worst Fate is not a viable option for solo. Oh boy, boy, boy. Someone grab the mech before I croak. Folks, grab it before I croak. Alright, boys. There's smoke and ruin all over my screen. Don't accidentally teleport. Don't accidentally teleport, fellas. Nobody's done that yet in these open lobbies, but if they did, it would be a true sadness. Oh, hit the dungeon. I missed it. Hey, Greg. I just saw your DM, by the way. I just haven't had a chance to respond. But unfortunate stuff. If anyone in the chat, by the way, has Black Ops 1 installed and they're a DOA1 player who could carry sort of a team past 40, the boss round, you know, definitely hit up Greg. You just got to make sure you're capable of doing it. Even like I guess, you know, even if you're like a decent player, sometimes when you're playing, especially after not playing for a long time, it's possible, you know, you might not be able to do it. So unless you're confident that you're able to do it, definitely, you know, don't go out of your way to do it then. All right, no Margot here. Seemingly, we're gonna exit. He might be in the chat. I don't know, but Ho Chi Minh, I never played with him on DOA1. I was just sort of taking his word because he's always in my chat talking about DOA1 and how he used to play it back in the day, and that he made it to around 80. It's possible you can make it to around 80 and still sort of get like semi-carried. So you know, it's possible that happened. I'm sure he's decent at the game, but you know, maybe not good enough to sort of help a team out. But you definitely, if you guys were struggling with it, I didn't really get to watch, but I think I like tuned in a bit, and I saw you guys were doing a 4-player at one point. You definitely don't want to do a 4-player on DOA1 because it increases like the number of downpour enemies, like the guys who drop from the sky. Oh shit. So probably the best idea is a 2-player or 3-player. Uh-oh. Yeah, go. Go. Oh, tough luck. Oh, by the way, we have no key, so we're probably just going to restart. Our connection, yeah, I heard there were some connection issues. I was asking this the other day, but I think you left the chat or something. I was going to say, like, what happened to like the old footage of like DOA 1 and 2 from our game? Did you end up like deleting that by accident or something, or you just wanted to get new footage? Oh, nice, we got a key. Oh, I guess not deleting by accident, maybe just like clearing up hard drive space or something. Oh, footage without face cam. Oh, okay. By the way, for people in the chat, I made a new video today on Silverback Slideways, showing all the different layouts and the arcade machine locations. I know a few people have asked me. The locations for the machines I covered in a different video, but maybe it sort of got buried in that video, so I decided to make like a dedicated video to it and also include some new stuff in the video as well. Definitely got better at DOA1 though. I'm usually down after Fate Room for the first time. Yeah, DOA1 is a pretty tough game. The good thing about it is it's a pretty short game. You know, I guess evidently you guys were able to get a bunch of attempts in, you know. It's a lot shorter than DOA2 and 3. Has anyone got to 256? What, on this game? No. Nobody's gotten to 200 yet. Alright. Up here, Red, we're gonna... I don't know what's going on in the corner there. Something's happening. We're gonna need Red to open this door. This door? Yeah. Blue was like, I want to go on the top. Oh, I have my damage numbers off, potentially? No, I have them on. That doesn't... Okay. I was confused for a second. The hell? Is your screen flipping from the spiders? I assume that's intentional, but it could also be a bug. Like, why? What's like the logic behind it? Like, spiders changing your camera perspective? I don't know. Seems like it could be a bug. I don't know. What's the story over here? Did we kill this guy? Alright. We could enter the dark crypt here. Oh, let's shoot those guys just for heck of it. How you doing, Blade? Does it change your perspective to first person? No, you're forced to fight him in top down, which some players have complained about. And I think it's going to be actually fixed in the future. It's going to be fixed somehow, just because it's difficult to shoot him when you're not in first person. And obviously, getting first person is random on that round. I actually have a video potentially I might make on spiders. I need to like get footage for it, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but short little video. I think some people might find it humorous. Hit the kaboom room. Yeah, it kind of is like the DOA mobile, where it's just like, you know, raging about spiders, even though like I didn't really care about them, but just for the sake of, you know, the video. If Bond is here, right? Bond was the guy asking me about AVGN, right? It's kind of like AVGN's. If you ever watch the series, you know what's bullshit. It's kind of like that. This potential video that I might finish. You know what's bullshit? Spiders. Enter the dungeon, somebody. Red. I can't be bothered to go through this flogger. What's happening here? I think blue somehow ended up on the spring pad above us. Dr. Python. Ooh, Margwa. Be careful, don't hit the exit. Watch out, fellas. Don't back up into the exit ladder, fellas, alright? Don't hit the exit ladder. Fellas. Alright, nicely done. I was concerned there. No, I guess you could nuke it. Don't be snatching up any Fate Stone here. That's my firepower I'm looking at. It's like a race against time to make sure someone doesn't steal my firepower, and then I get fireballed up the ass. Oh, that's really dumb. I hate taking a death this early, just it makes these rounds so unpleasant. Still need a key here. Alright, we got one. Red, you're gonna need to open the door, Red. I'll leave this vehicle here for you. You have the key, Red. Well, it's like I get hit once by a zombie, then it's like, okay, I'm safe as long as I don't hit this pole, and then pole, and then all of a sudden there's a fireball out of nowhere. It's just a lot of silly things to contend with there. Did you guys check all the way in the left for a key? Someone's there, it looks like.
Deadly dungeon.
Did that happen? That happened once. Oh, that happened in a public lobby, but it also happened in an open lobby as well. Amount of zombie spawns and bosses. It's the same zombies, Danny. It's just bosses in the wild, like zombie heads and stuff, they have more health, and also bosses like the Mama Back have more health with more players. But the number of zombies that spawn in and is exactly the same.
Tremble in fear, Lux.
Alrighty. Did we check all the way over here? So this guy's shooting like he wants me to check it or something. Alright, open it up, fellas. Also, I think like wardens and elites have more health, like this warden right here. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not 100%, but I think that's the word on the street. Nuking to get a nuke in the hole is not such a bad idea since... Oh yeah, you should nuke at the end of the round though, because you might have something to get in the hole if you're talking about smoke and ruin. You might have something to get in there without using a piece of armory. So it's good to be patient. You shouldn't do it at the start of the round. Alright, so the yellow player Shrek, this is the furthest he's been. He's been in 2 previous open lobbies, but he always disconnects on the wild, and then I would have to re-roll it. So this one, he's hardwired with the Ethernet cable. If he makes it past the wild, then he's good to go. Oh, I failed it because I have some player looking over my shoulder and giving me the stare of death. Well, surely this is not working very well. Okay, thanks. Been getting into DOA first. I've tried to. I always get confused when people call it DO. Like, like, usually just DOA, you know, as an abbreviation. DO is a little odd. Well, I boosted to go there quicker. I would teleport my team to the blue altar dungeon quicker. But I don't know. I guess I don't know the exact spot, or maybe with the firepower and like the aim is sort of messed up a bit. I'm not too sure, but. So my team, you're gonna have to keep going, take us to the dungeon, and teleport me up there, because I've been laid to rest down here. ROTM, exactly.
Deadly dungeon.
I was like, why does this dungeon look so weird? It's because I'm still playing on flipped. Do we even have enough damn keys to... No, we don't. A true travesty.
Your offering is found wanting. More. Bring us more.
Oh, that didn't work. You're a DOA fan, name all the challenge rounds. Well, I could. Last time I did it, though, I got Rios and Fatal killed because I kept I was shouting, "What big teeth you have!" Really, from that far? And there was like a brief frame. I don't know if anyone noticed, but there was like a brief frame of like my death machine symbol, like that you would see in first person. Pretty weird stuff. Let's see what zone is revealed, so stay still, fellas. Stay still.
Touch a stone. Dare you face your destiny?
That be Divine Chalice, so don't pick it. No, 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 no!
Drink deep. Bountiful life is your reward.
No, 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 no!
The fates protect you from your enemies.
Pick anything, go.
Ah, such very lucky. Fortune smiles upon you. Much glorious destruction shall you bestow. You have been judged. Your fate has been decided.
Well, whatever. I have firepower, that's fine.
Challenge round. Prepare yourself.
Chalice is actually kind of shite. His odds are he's not going to be reviving when the boss spawns in. So I can't donate to him. You're not even sure if you got it or not, you just think you got it. Yeah, you did. Yellow got firepower, so hopefully he doesn't lag out, because then he loses that. Red got fortune. So yellow got a good fate, but then red and blue, they would have been better with feet and friendship rather than chalice and fortune. I got shield, which is okay. You know, I can't really complain about any second fate if I have firepower as the primary. I've already ran a shield game recently as like a firepower and shield, so this is kind of just more of the same. There was no trivia question today, Blunt Man. It was we sort of eliminated the trivia question for the time being and replaced it with like Yesterday it was like an extra random follower. Today it was an extra random sub, so just been changing it up a bit. You gotta be careful with these spikes here, because there's like nails sticking out of these spikes, and they'll lay you to absolute rest sometimes just by like passing by them. So definitely, if you're playing a game, especially in later playthroughs, be careful when passing here, because you touch the edge of it, and you're liable to die. Bleed, what's up? You could pass through the middle. I know that. I'm just saying sometimes you try passing through the middle quickly, like in a high round game. You got to make quick movements, and sometimes your analog goes a bit to the side, and not that you go through the trap, but you hit the side. You hit like the post, and simply hitting the post, even while the trap is inactive, could kill you somehow. It's a bug. It's like there's a nail sticking out of the side of the post, and it'll just kill you. Oh, by the way, I would advise against using armory. If every open lobby I played, everyone has dropped to 0 lives, with the sole exception of the slide canceling CDL Pro. What was his name? Shadow. So don't even worry about maintaining lives. You're gonna have to lose them anyways as part of the Dark Ops strategy. So save your armory for the Dark Ops challenge, because as we learned yesterday, this was an important lesson. Maybe not so much now that I have firepower, but an important lesson is there's no such thing as too much armory. Because 2 people were not able to get the Dark Ops yesterday. Friends you played in Rios. They weren't even on the same console. Budley, 50 deaths. Is that what you had or something? Oh, by the way, Budley, I think you're still round 4, no defeats on the leaderboard. Possibly. I was checking my friends list earlier. So if you wanted it to register properly, you would have to play another 4-player match at some point and like quit at round 2 or something. Just an FYI. If you cared about the leaderboards. First team to beat 80. I'm not even sure if I might know it. I don't like does Blunt Man. Are you sure that you even know the answer to that? Talking about friends you haven't seen him play DOA in a long while. Yeah. He played the first couple days and then he was just on D Machina. I'll have to message him at some point soon, see what's going on with him. I think he's just sort of done with Cold War in general, for the time being. But we were gonna do, we were planning, in theory, a couple, like a DOA video and a DOA stream. It just never really came to fruition. Can I guess, Blunt Man? Because nobody's gonna. Francie Scooter Rambo. How the heck did you find that game? No, we weren't the first. But you must have typed in DUA round 80 or something. I don't remember everyone's name in the oh, I do. I know. I'm just gonna say the answer because nobody's gonna get it. I'm pretty sure the answer is Von Stanowski, FRTH, and Dry Ice Burns, but I could be wrong. Bingo. I could be wrong, but I think FRTH. I could be wrong about this. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Uh-oh, spiders. I think FRTH, or no, maybe it was Dry Ice Burns. Oh yeah, I think it was Dry Ice Burns. One of the two guys. I can't remember which one. But one of them commented, I think, on the DOA doc, the DOA documentary. And they were like, "Oh man, awesome seeing this." And they like linked me to like some posts that they made on some COD Zombies forum back in the day. And it was like some guide that they wrote for DOA1 like back in 2010 or early 2011. So kind of funny seeing that. He was like, "Oh, do you know who I am?" sort of thing. I was like, "Yeah, of course I do." I forget, it was one of the two guys, either FRTH or Dry Ice. Isn't second boss fight at 96? For DOA 1, it's at 80. It's 40 round increments, so 40, 80, 120, and 160. On DOA 2 and 3, it's 64 increments, so 64, 128, 192, and 256. On both games, the highest boss someone's made it to is the fourth one. On DOA 1, the game ends on the fourth boss fight, 160. DOA 2, 256. You could pass it, but that's just like, nobody's been to the one after that. Something I see people mention sometimes with these chicken eggs is that they think you need to like shoot the eggs for it to hatch. But is that like the logical thing to think that you need to shoot the eggs to hatch them? Isn't it just like, you wait for eggs to hatch? Okay. Anyone know the first team to beat 96 in a 2-player game? '96 in a 2-player game. I know you did a 2-player game, Blunt Man, to 96 with Weed Bear, but you didn't beat it. 2-player game. It could be maybe Frenzy and Among Shadows.
Beat your feet. It's time to go.
Just in Time and Whitest, perhaps.
Bonus room.
I already answered his 3-player trivia from earlier. Watch out, fellas. We got a nuke over here. Did we get it? Alright, we're good. This guy knows his trivia? I know my DOA trivia. I was a DOA fanboy back in the day. And then I got a, I worked on the documentary a couple years ago, so that was a nice little refresher on my DOA history. A lot of deep digging through YouTube videos. I wanted to include some of the footage from your videos, Blunt Man, but you unfortunately unlisted a bunch of them, seemingly. AK-47s and chicken coop. What is the challenge round more likely to crush in old DOAs? Most likely to crush? In old DOAs. Well, off the top of my head, the only like consistent challenge round on old DOA games is either the dog round or the downpour round, and the dog one is tougher. So I guess the dog round. Phillips. That's pretty funny.
Bonus area. Don't go down to the cellar.
Pretty funny. Back in the day, the guys in the chat right now, the two moderators, Fatal Rampage and DOA Guy, aka Blunt Man. They got into like some mini argument on an Xbox party chat. This was May 2012, so well over, we're approaching what, 9 years? Almost 9 years ago. And I still have the, it ought to be somewhere. I still have the, like, the video clip of like them arguing in the party chat. It's like me recording with my phone and the audio's coming through my Turtle Beaches, and You could like see me muting my mic in the video clip. It's just because I was laughing. Funny stuff. I'll catch up in chat here in a second. I guess I have a saw blade. I'll just stand still and get humiliated by a gladiator. I did some digging into the old YouTube. Seems that I have an 80 solo complete from July 2011. Yeah, you got some old videos, Blade. You know who, I don't know if any of you remember him. He was actually in my stream the other day. Maybe he's here now, although I doubt it. But he was in my stream the other day and followed, Yanyobe. Yaneyobe. Yanyobe. He was a PlayStation European player. But he had like some OG videos on his channel of, you know, like round 80 and round 20 back in 2011, 2012 era, you know. So it was kind of cool to see him pop back in the community. I was a hard ass about glitching. Well, I would have been on your side. Sometimes you gotta roast people. If I recall the story, because apparently Rambo remembers the stories better than the people who lived through the experiences or something. The story was it was Frenzy, Fatal, Bluntman, and Rios playing a 4-player game on DOA3 back in whatever it was, 2012. And the game was sort of divided in half, where like Bluntman and Frenzy, you know, they were more sticklers for legitimate play, whereas Fatal and Rios, you know, if they had to, you know, do a little exploit on the side to do, you know, what they had to do, they would use it to their advantage. Which, you know, it still rings true today. But anyways, there was an exploit on DOA1 where on the Fish in a Barrel arena, I don't know how many of you guys in chat played DOA1 or this challenge, but the regular rounds for, if you're doing like around 40 playthrough, it's rounds 25 to 28. But they were on the 3rd playthrough, so it was rounds 105 to 108, Fish in a Barrel. And there's a trick where you can boost on top of the roof on that arena and be invincible. And back then it was sort of like the Wild West, and people would justify that glitch. They were like, oh, you know, I'm taking a break over here, like it's not a big deal, it's just one arena. So basically it was, I guess, tensions rose. They were, at that point the game ramps up in difficulty, especially a 4-player back in the day, so they were most likely struggling, which was understandable. And then, you know, Fatal and Rios probably got on the roof against the wishes of Frenzy and Bluntman, and that sort of caused friction for the rest of the game. And they ended up getting invisible monkeys on 117. And, you know, they, you know, I'll leave it at that. Maybe there's a little more to the story, but we'll leave it there. So what happened then, I think, actually, is Bluntman was accused of glitching a different game or something. Because there was like some fishy game that Bluntman was playing with, like, I'm a little better in build nips, you know. And I think Fatal was trying to call him out for glitching in that game, and Bluntman just wasn't having it. He was saying, It was hypocritical for Fatal to call him a glitcher when Fatal is the king of glitching. How are you gonna call me out for glitching when you're like the king of glitching? That's so shitty, dude. It was like a few of us in the party chat when that was happening. And I think like PVT Whitus ended up joining in the party, like in the middle of the argument. So at the end of it, he was like, hello? Like he didn't know what the hell he just walked into. Merry-go-rounds with the zombies, yeah. Bill Nips was pretty much the guy who, like... The first, like, good player who decided to, like... use that exploit, let's call it. And he was pretty much the only one for a long time as well. It sort of got, like, reintroduced as a legitimate tactic, like, a few months ago, I think, by certain people, but... Yeah, he was sort of like the poster child of kiting the zombies. On solo.
You're never alone with a clone.
Formation camping on DOA3. It's called a gladiator. A meatball lands on your head, or a gladiator assassinates someone, or a zombie instantly slaps you. So, oh, by the way, what was in the hole? Did anybody know? I forgot to look there. Anyone in the chat was paying attention? Because I've been on like autopilot mode the past 20 rounds, and finally like I'm building toward my ×3 here. Until they run off, yeah.
Face your feet. It's time to go.
Should end your game. Yeah, it was just such a cheap tactic, and still is. Nothing really else to say about it.
Ooh, shiny.
Well, the distinction with DOA2 is you're only doing it when you have pretty much... Although some people I've seen like kite. I've seen some people kite on Chinatown with like a regular weapon. It's like, what are you doing? Like, is it even that... Like, you're probably causing yourself more harm than good. But anyways, the distinction is there's a certain risk involved with not shooting while trying to maintain a ray gun. You know, there's a lot of times where you gotta use armory. And you're not trying to like hoard them up either. Like your intention is to run them into poles, so you could possibly get a skull drop. You know, so it's you know, not even in the same ballpark as kiting. Because you are trying to kill them still. You're just you know, you don't want to shoot your weapon. but you'll gladly run them into poles or pick up barrels or, you know, whatever. I just said no one's, I'm saying people beat 256 earlier, I was saying just nobody's been to like the following boss round. Like they beat 256, but they'll die or they'll reset, you know, well before the next boss round, you know. What is that? I was thinking Propel didn't. Oh, Chinatown 4? Chinatown 4 is difficult, but people have passed it.
Prepare yourself.
For example, Rios and myself played 3 games of Chinatown 4.0, and all 3 games we successfully completed it. Well, the official story on their unbeatable game. Well, Rios never told me the secrets, even at his most vulnerable. You know, I was trying to like, you know, I was playing a DOA3 game with him this past summer, and you know, he was up for like 24 straight hours, and you know, we were in the middle of the game and we were grinding it, and I was trying to like get him to slip the answer. I was like, oh, so Rios, you know, I'm having a great time playing with you. How about you tell me that strategy you use with Rios? Or with genetics. And he doesn't answer, so I'm inclined to believe it's some baloney strategy that has a very low percentage chance of working. I'm calling his bluff.
Beat your feet. It's time to go. Enter the 3rd dimension.
People have modded it nowadays on the leaderboard, so where it's like, I think like past 20 minutes with mods. So, I guess technically it's unbeatable now. I played a game actually. I played a 3-player game like a few years ago, and this was a 160 attempt, so we weren't gonna suicide on 99, plus also our accounts were locked as well, I'm pretty sure, like most of us in the game. If you guys don't know, by the way, like on BO1, if you ever made it past round 99, this kind of seems silly, like if people don't like know what this is, like they're gonna think like, what kind of ass backwards system was that? But if you made it past 99, let's say on DOA1, you would never be able to have your leaderboard have an entry again. Because it always maxed out at 99, the Black Ops 1 boards. But let's say I made it to 120, I would never be able to improve my current 99 time on the leaderboards. It would be locked at whatever it was. So if it was round 99 with 16 minutes survived, and I got to 120 the next game, then I would forever be stuck at 16 minutes survived on my primary account. That's why people would create new accounts usually. And also new accounts, I guess, just, you know, they would be ranked higher in the leaderboard sometimes too. What was I saying? I done forgot what I was saying, fellas. Oh yeah. So like round 99 ranks #1 spot back in the day. It was like sorted by time survived on the round. So the longer you survived into the round, the higher you would be placed. And it was, rounds are time based on DOA, but there's also like a pseudo time based system to it where it's like, it's not always going to be consistently the same length. So rounds on 99 were always like, oh, I'm getting dizzy. Always like, you know, between 14 to 18 minutes type thing. Oh, I never finished my story. Oh yeah, I was playing a 3-player game to 160, and on round 98 we actually had like a high enough time where I think it would have been like #1 or something. But our accounts were locked, and we were going for 160 anyways. We gotta lay this guy to rest, fellas.
It's time to go!
Oh yeah, 3-player automatic rank 100. Good point, Rios. Well, the time was the higher ranked, I guess. I mean, obviously, like sometimes the time's a little fishy too. Like if my stopwatch has, you know, X minutes and Y seconds, then it might be like slightly less or something. But I think it was like, I think we had like 18 minutes and like 20 something seconds, which at the time was, and would have been good for #1 or whatever, if it wasn't a 3-player. Or if we didn't have accounts locked, or if we weren't going for 160, etc., etc. We could camp up top, by the way, fellas, if you want to follow me. Apparently, only 4 people got 160 on DOA1. Fake news. Plenty of people got 160. If you're looking at like a third-party website that tracks it, you're not going to find accurate stats there, so. Yeah, way more. Yeah, regular zombies capped at 18 minutes, correct, back in the day.
Bonus area. Silverback slideways.
A lot of people, they wouldn't go, like nowadays people play as far as possible for DOA, right? But, back then a lot of people were. Where can you find accurate stats? Well, you're not going to find like a website that has every one, but the obvious thing would be on YouTube, type in, you know, around 160. For example, like solo round 160, there's been over 10 people who've done it. And then co-op, you know, you have, I don't know the exact number, but you have a good number of teams who've done it on co-op. Well over 10. Maybe well over 20. Who knows, maybe even close to 30 at this point. I have no clue. And obviously that team consists of multiple players, so you know, probably it's a small group. It's probably less than, you know, I imagine it's a far less than 100 players, but at the same time, it's over 50 players have gone to 160, I would say. And then people who have gone to 160, they've done it multiple times even. For example, I've done it twice. A player like George, there's a player named George, he has the most 160s at like 9 or something like that. And not that number of 160s is like the mark of a good player sort of thing, but you know, it's a decent stat, I guess. Because there are some people who have 160 and they're not as deserving as some players who don't have a 160. So it's not like, it's not the end all be all. For example, people in the chat right now, like Fatal, Rios, and Bluntman, like, they never got 160, but that doesn't mean they weren't, you know, deserving of it. Just for one reason or the other, it didn't quite work out. Usually, like, lag out issues and things like that. By the way, we could all be camping here. I don't know why people keep getting lost. This is so much easier to take dubs. What, compared to your normal games or something? Who are they? What, the 160 players? Again, I can't like rattle them off the top of my head because there is quite a few. Maybe I'll make like a YouTube playlist at some point of like older games on YouTube or something. Although even then, there might be some games that are like exclusively on Twitch or something. My gold. The hell? My man ccloakz robbed my gold there. Alright. No fatal Rios. Also, like, there's some more recent ones that, I mean, I could probably, like, find them, I guess, but there are some more recent games that are, again, because they might be on, like, only Twitch or something, but I could probably, you know, if I spent some time on it, I could probably track down all the 160 games. And then it's also a bit tricky because some 160 games, they were done before, like, back in the day before consoles had built-in streaming capabilities. Like, for example, even like one of my 160 games on DOA1 was back many years ago, over 6 years ago. So I didn't record that game. I didn't have a capture card back then. Having your full game was never the standard, right? The standard or proof didn't exist back then. But you know, I played in the game. It was done legitimately. But, you know, I guess people might not have any reason to believe that, so there's always gray area with early records. You just sort of take people's reputation and you know, say, okay, are they a good player? Is there anything fishy? Also, the good thing about DOA1 is sometimes, like, based on somebody's screenshot that they have, so, like, even, like, a crappy, like, phone pic or something. Or in my 160 game that I didn't have recorded, like, I took like little snippets at the end of rounds of like our scoreboard and our lives, and you know, like round 148 complete. You know, here's my lives and my teammates' lives and our scoreboard. And based on those stats, you could actually tell a lot about the game and like if it's legit, if that makes any sense. Like by seeing like an increase in score and like scores that make sense and kills that make sense and things like that. But you know, it was a different time back then. Before DOA2, it was never really, or especially a couple of years before DOA2, because people didn't have capture cards back then. Very few people did. It was a different time. First no fate pelt without cheating. I'm sure some people have it. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe people who like join back as soon as they disconnected got it. If you consider that legit, if they're joining back on the same round they disconnected. So that fake glitch, which is it like a? I've heard a few people say it at this point. Is it like a specific spot in the Room of Fate that happens? Is there a certain movement you gotta do for it to drop elsewhere other than your head? What's the story with that? Then Frenzy and others do 3-player no feet. Not to 160. I mean, not that it would be like difficult nowadays, but they did that to round 136, which was the record when they did it. So that was, I guess, impressive. A game without defeat. almost every 160 game was. There might be a couple of exceptions, but pretty much every 160 game was done with somebody had feet in the game. And not that it's required, but just feet was always like the go-to fate, kind of like, you know, this game is. It isn't as required as, let's say, feet is in this game, sort of thing, for high rounds, but it was definitely, you know, it's always been a good fate each game. Fatal, let's go. We gotta go roof glitching, man. We gotta go on the roof. By the way, if I'm playing a little funny and doing something that's like trollish by accident, just excuse me. I've been on like autopilot mode this entire game, like telling these like stories and shit, so I literally have no recollection of what's transpired this game. I'm just sort of going through the motions. Bluntman is willing to help people with 64. DOA guy, seemingly. So if anyone wants to take him up on his offer, you might be able to get the trophy. Mark spawns in the cellar? No. Damn it. Christopher Columbus map awareness. Whenever someone doesn't see a meeple on their minimap and they die in first person, your map awareness is worse than Christopher Columbus. By the way, if anyone in the match is listening on stream right now, I'm curious what your high round is on the game. So if you guys could share it at some point, and even other people in chat if they want to share their high round as well. I guess I'm curious as well. It's 48 for take dubs. Shrek has 43. Bond with 38. Bond? Surely you got 65. Nice. 44, 70, 57. 96. Jeez. No, excuse me. I don't know, I'm playing like a dumpster this round. By the way, you should take the death there. Here, you want to build your armory. Or you probably wouldn't have died anyways, but... I'm not counting your carry as if I never got there. You did. No, it's your high round. Maybe, you know, you put a little disclaimer by it, but you know, it's your high round. Anyone get 1 to 64 flawless? Yep. A couple of people have, but they did it on co-op, I think. I don't think anybody's done it solo yet. Rios came pretty close. He took his first death on the regular 64 round on solo. My best so far is 50 co-op and when one of these open lobbies. The open lobbies are a bit trickier because you have people like running all over the place. Like if I were gonna do a serious flawless attempt, I would do probably like a 2-player game with someone I knew. But anyways, 50 on co-op and 45 solo is my best so far for flawless. And 45 was with firepower. I think I could probably go further with defeat. Rios with the choke, yeah. Apparently he just hit a kaboom room as well, like right before 64. But he ended up dying before the boss spawned in. Hey, for this whole game, I thought yellow had the firepower. Nobody corrected me there. This entire game, I was like, hopefully yellow doesn't lag out with his bad internet with the firepower. So what the heck does yellow have? He has fortune? Okay. And red has chalice. Alright. Well, good to know. It only took 38 rounds to realize who my fellow peer was on the firepower, but... My fire peer. You laughed every time you said it, Blade. I swear, like, I always, like, I don't know, like, something about, like, I know it shows, like, the color of the text, but the way that it pops up is always, like, delayed or something, I think. So just, like, sometimes I see someone run into a stone, and then it's, like, I see the text, but it's, like, text for someone else, so. Could be a bit, jarring. The voice actor should say, "Ooh, I like spiders." Nine times Dark Ops would be nice. Well, surely that would cause the community to have an aneurysm. Be careful with that thing. The Charlie military gorilla is lurking over here by this wall. Why is the blue player shooting me? I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate people swooping my gems either. There's a big blue gem for the green player, and the blue player swooped it up. But Dark Ops are supposed to be hard? Alright, well you could write a petition if you want to add it. Go spin in front of him frantically. Oh, he needs a break or something? What happened here?
Challenge round. Prepare yourself.
Does somebody need a break? Is that the issue we have?
A new wingman appears.
If someone's trying to whisper me, I don't think whispers work. Or maybe they do, I don't know. But if someone needs a break, just put it in the chat. I think Red should get the nukes at the end of the round up there.
Oh, there. Teddy's here.
You can do it now if you want Red. If you're up there, it looks like someone swooped them. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Like I said, it looked like someone swooped them, so I wouldn't have done that. I reckon the blue player is, he's in the swooping business. I'll have to teach him a lesson in swoopage gems here. Take a minute, just a second at the end of the round to see maybe someone needed a break or something. I can't look at the chat during the meatball round or else I will be late to my funeral. I'll be buried in the blood lake. And only Blade will come by to pay respects. Rambo, I need pelt? What do you mean by that? Well, everybody needs pelt. That's why, you know, like the nukes aren't just for you is the thing, you know. It's not like your pelt takes more priority. It needs to be nice, evenly balanced. Red has lower armory than you, plus he has the worst fate. Naturally, we should load him up before you. But everyone should have it without any issues since they have firepower. But there's no reason to be grabbing more than red. Can I get it this match? If you don't die, yeah, on the boss, save your armory. I think you've been using some pieces, or maybe that's someone else. I don't know. If you want to increase your chances again, you stack as much armory as you can. If you have 0 lives, that's ideal. If you have 9 nukes and 9 boosts, that's good. But it doesn't mean you go to 9 nukes and 9 boosts first. It needs to be. Obviously, yellow has a bunch himself. But, you and red need to sort of balance the armory from here on out. And I might grab some pieces too to make it easier. It's not a big deal. It was just it was a small comment. I'm not trying to call you out or something, Blue. Just you sort of done it. You like, I don't know. It's just like you took it upon yourself to do it at the beginning of the round rather than like waiting at the end or something. But it's not a big deal. It's very negligible. I'll be back. All right, somebody just dropped a bomb. What the heck was that? Oh, there goes one of the nukes he picked up. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Top 10 things to stop doing. Take dubs. Not your fault. Don't take anything too seriously. Just unless you're talking a blade. The meeple thing is just a small thing. I like to sort of give little tips throughout the game. Maybe if you're not going to employ it this game, maybe in the future if you play, just things to keep in mind. The lesson there was communication regarding meatballs. Regarding nukes on the meatballs. You ended up taking it. I didn't notice. Red went to go boost when I told him, and the nukes weren't there, so he wasted a boost trying to get them. A very small thing. It's not going to matter at the end of the day, but just a little tip. I like to, I don't want to just carry people at 64. I also want to make sure they have some takeaways after the game. Don't yell at Rambo. Rambo, did you do runs on 31/12? For a second, I was like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm assuming you're talking about December 31st. Yeah, I did 2 games that day. Alright, I'm ready. Which water is better, tap or bottled? Bottled. Why do you ask, Elliot? Do you remember who you ran through on those days? Okay, is everyone here? Or was the final player? Everyone here? Okay. 1 second. Someone told me they did a solo, but I know they have been in your stream hoping to get in games and wondered if they were lying. Okay, I'll tell you who I was playing. The 31st, I played with Dark Assassin. Probably not the guy you're talking about. His name is Dark. I'll talk about their Twitch names. Dark, Checkered Gang, X3 Chains, GK, Real Sir Steel, and Cam X. Those were their Twitch names. Their Activision names were Dark, Checkered Gang, Fidel Castro, User 624, Shadow, Cam X. Alright, I'm ready. Man can never drink his fill by waiting a line for the tap. I never changed that. I had that for the longest time. Everyone bottom left, by the way. Back in the day, like, I don't know how many of you guys, like, experienced this or remember, but for people who played on the 360, like, your bio was, like, the shit. Like, you had to make sure that was updated and, like, like, your bio, your motto, your profile picture, your avatar, like, you had to make sure everything was, like, up to snuff. So I was... 1 second. you have to make sure everything was sort of, I don't know, at least I would change it a lot, but, you know, nowadays I don't really care about that. What was his name? Maybe it was like a different open lobby. If you tell me his either his ID or his Twitch name, I could tell you if I played with him. Why am I camping? Or it's possible someone else even carried him. I'll take a look in a second. Jamie? Didn't play with him. But the name, you know, looks a bit familiar. If he plays another game with that stat cap, so let's say he played a solo game, the way to tell usually is you would tell him to play another solo game to round 1, end the game, and then it would update his solo leaderboard. So if he did that, if you told him to restart on round 1, and he's not on the leaderboard for solo, then it probably wasn't a solo game. And he's probably lying. He's got a push forward with these shields. I was waiting for someone to die there so I could donate, but somehow, like, my teammates were in their last stand and putting up quite the run. Yeah, I mean, he could have got carried by someone for sure. Seems like a weird thing to lie about to your friend, though, unless he has, like, a history of just, like, trolling to his friends or something. That's, like, the type of thing he normally does. You get, no. Right. That's fine. Blue showed some nice self-restraint right there. We gotta give him some props. Would I miss drama? I don't think so.
You have achieved nuclear superiority.
Beautiful. Everybody maxed out 10 nukes. Alright, take it easy, Elliot. Just someone in the chat was wondering if I played with, like, his friend or something.
Minions, arise!
The hell? That's my, no one could get that speed boost, so that's why I'm boosting for it. It's like assigned to my player.
Bonus room.
Speed boost over here.
It's Weston's crazy deals. Get him off the right road. Got ammo?
Speed boost over here where I'm pointing, unless someone swooped it up with their... Alright. I'm stuck. I gotta get out of here.
Make it rain! Beat your feet! It's time to go!
Enjoy your youth. Yeah.
Bonus area! Silverback slideways!
Well, after you, Greg, and company failed a couple times, you probably should just stopped at that point. There's a nuke for me to collect. I'm gonna go get it. Alright, we can leave. Like a scratch record. Damn it. Still beat it, 100 plus downs. Yeah, a lot of engineers on 4-player. Not a good idea to play a 4-player if you're, you know, struggling with 2 or 3 players, just because there's a lot more downpours. Tsunami. If you play a 4-player, you want to like utilize camping as well. Like certain arenas, like for example, like the this Martyr challenge round. Not the challenge round, but that arena with the oil tankers in the middle. Like you want to be camping on either the top or bottom, depending on the camera view. And in other arenas too, you could have 3 guys camp at 4-player, but you obviously you need like a good host feed player to run the zombies.
Beat your feet! It's time to go!
This could have been the flawless run, boys, but we died 3 times in the wild or some shit like that.
Look out below! Booster! Keep your enemies closer.
By the way, a tip for people watching, the coat of arms item. Not a lot of people know this, I think, but the coat of arms pickup, like the red thing that turns the zombies into friendlies, they remain friendlies for like 30 seconds, but if you shoot them, they go back to being an enemy. So you gotta make sure when you grab that item that you don't shoot the zombies that are turned. Otherwise, they go back to being enemies.
Beat your feet! It's time to go! Bonus area!
Oh, I'm staying away from these guys. Lead to absolute rest. Hopefully someone didn't open my damn chest over here. No, I was about to say. Back up, Blue. This is mine. Sharing is caring. Unless it's me, then it's all mine. Alright, we're good. 5 gifted flawless? Okay, you got it.
Got ammo?
I have a divine shield as well, by the way.
Bonus rune.
That's a situation where, like, if you're going for flawless, like, 2 player is easier with someone you know, because, I mean, not that it's the biggest deal for something like this arena, but, like, right there, like, literally every single first person got swooped up. It's not a big deal, like, I'm not concerned about it, but if your goal is, like, flawless, like, something like these open lobbies is going to be a little tougher to do it on. I donated a life, dude. What? I literally pressed the button. Like, that's why I was waiting in the corner. Wow. That's really something. I was literally just chilling in the corner, waiting for them to get close. They get close, I hit up on the D-pad, nothing happens. Blurry? I don't think so. It might just be the stream, I don't know.
A new wingman appears.
Well, that sucks pretty badly. You want to be camping here with my 2 times. Yeah, the saw? Yeah, maybe. I think I had two saw blades in the beginning, if that's what you're referring to. I legitimately pressed up in the D-pad. I don't know, maybe like somehow... like... my finger slipped and I hit like the left D-pad instead of the top, or like both of them at the same time and it negated it or something. I don't know. But silly stuff. I definitely pressed up on the D-pad. What happened to Blue? Blue, you gotta come in the corner here, dude. You're the firepower player, you gotta be camping with us. No, blue is just in time for the end of the round. Go to the door. I'm too lazy to walk there.
Slice and dice.
What the random animals throughout the arenas mean? What, like the goat up there? I mean, is this supposed to mean something? It's just decoration for the map. As you can see, this goat above me is dedicated to Rambo the goat. The Tortuga on the island is dedicated to Rambo the Tortuga. Wasn't goat on DOA2 go screen? What screen are you talking about? Go screen? How far can you go? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, game over. Okay. Yeah, possibly. But I don't know. Just an asset that they have that they put to spice up the arena. Yeah, I realized you meant game over. Yeah. I put 2 and 2 together. Random horse? Yeah, I mean, like, what would be, like, it's just like random decoration, really. I mean, there's not, like, this isn't like a ancient civilization where we gotta, like, attribute meaning to everything on the map. Like, we got the goat god looking down on the precious cam spot or something. Does DOA2 force donate lives like DOA1? Hold up. Well, neither game has like that feature associated with F8, if that's where you're asking donate lives. Donate lives is just on DOA 1 and 2, it's like every 1 minute, there's like a 1 minute cooldown and teammate dies, they revive, they come back up, they steal your life sort of thing. Oh, force donate, okay, yeah. I thought you said DOA 2 force, like the upgrade. My apologies. The feat upgrade on DOA 2 is called force. I thought you were saying like DOA 2 force or something. Yeah, if force donations, yeah. To answer your question, Rick, it's pretty much the same system as DOA 1. There might be like some slight... Where the hell is the red player at? There might be some like slight sort of intricacies of it that are different, but pretty much a 1 minute cooldown. It's timed. You could steal as many as you want during the round. for example, like, you know, let's say this game, if this was DOA2, red player dies right now, he would steal my life. Then the next time he died, if he died shortly afterwards, he would revive for 60 seconds. And then if he died again, he would steal a life, so on and so forth. Not that it alternates necessarily, but there's a 1 minute cooldown, so let's say he died, took a life, then stayed alive for 60 seconds, he survived, but then died again, he wouldn't revive because the 1 minute cooldown expired, so he would steal another life in that situation. So you steal many lives in the later rounds, it's not one per round. Oh yeah, the package delivery guys. Well, maybe Ho Chi Minh will offer his jungle game over service to you.
Slice and dice. Bonus area. Rewards await the bold explorer.
Well, it's nice to see some people going back to DOA 1 and 2. Oh, maybe. I think you need to err on the side of caution. After the jungle fiasco, seemingly. Be a little more pessimistic about it. Or realistic. Died to 63. Unfortunate. Quadratic from open lobby number 12. Yeah, you've been playing for fun, trying to do it on solo, I guess, because you already have the Dark Ops, I think, right? How you doing, Serial? Favorite DOA? Always just gonna be DOA1, I think, just because I played it for so long early on when it was the only DOA game, so. DOA1 is obviously the most bare bones, so, you know, people might not like it, especially if you go back to it. Like, you know, if you started with 2 or 3 and you go back to 1, it's, it could seem like a downgrade, I guess, in terms of features and whatnot. But, you know, like I said, it was the OG for me, and, you know, the only DOA game that, like, for 5 years, it was the only one that existed, so, you know, grew quite fond of it. Plus, even now, it still holds up in terms of, like, balance and strategy. It's probably the most balanced DOA game by far, and sort of, like, most strategic game as well. For high rounds. No, I mean, the Nova Crawlers are just, they're worse on this game just because they're just like, you know, they're faster. The hell? This guy took my mech. I didn't even know he was here. You were so set? That sucks. You want to say you killed the silverback without carry? Fair enough, I respect it. I like when people keep playing it after you know, you got the trophy, you got the dark ops, some people just walk away. Alright, playing some DOA3 here.
It's time to go!
A bit of bums is that you guys played.
This area. Silverback slideways.
I'll go back at the key. The zombie just laid me to rest. Alright. Not dying with a saw blade? Well, it's probably not intentional, sure. It's related to like the crawler mechanics because the saw blade makes them like crawlers and stuff. So there's like a delay in when they could hit you, sort of thing. And it doesn't always work. Pretty much like certain special enemies will kill you because they have like different swiping animations. So you'll die like from a shadow boogie or, you know, like a cracked out crawler or gladiators, of course, things like that. Or possibly even like in later rounds if they're super fast, I'm not too sure. Follow me if you want to live.
Bonus area. Down to the cellar alone.
Red, by the way, sorry about that. I thought you had 0 lives. I mean, it doesn't really matter anyways. You're gonna be a 0 in the jungle, whether on purpose or not. But perhaps that was a little rude of me. I thought the chat would get a kick out of it, but nobody noticed.
Enter the third dimension.
Oh, he was like stuck on my tank, and my tank was like glitched under the map. I took him for a little ride. Unfortunately, it was an express elevator to hell. Blue, is Blue even shooting? What's happening here? You gotta like move in front of red, Blue, because your bullets are like going into his body. They're not doing anything pretty much, or very little they're doing. It's good anyways. I need someone at 0 lives for the skeleton fight so I can donate. First person there for someone. This is way tougher than it should be with 2 firepower players. I mean, it doesn't matter really, but the problem was blue was dug in the corner. It wasn't good positioning. Thanks, friendly.
Welcome. We have been waiting for you.
Whoops. I'm just gonna speed run it over here. People in the game try to keep up with me if you can here in a bit. You can sort of lag behind for now, but these dogs at. There's going to be an opportunity for 2 speed boosts for the red player. And I ran directly into a thing, because this is never on when I walk here. Everybody swooped up my gems. Happy holidays. I'm feeling good. Thanks for asking. Alright, I should stop shooting that. My team is fighting the skeleton. Oh, Red, dude, you missed your boost, man. Where's Red? You done missed your speed boost, Red. They didn't even initiate the Skeleton King, they were just fighting regular skeletons that whole time. Uh-oh.
What? So soon? How dare you leave us?
Anything wild not discovered? Nah, everything's discovered pretty much, I imagine. Ow. Riley, thanks for follow. And Lost Phoenix, I missed that, but thanks for follow. Good to start this new year with all this DOA. Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you're doing well. There's always the potential for something, but I'm thinking if there was an Easter egg, it would have been solved by now. It wouldn't be something overly complicated that would take forever. Especially since the wild is so early into the game and people are, all over the world are playing it and trying things. I'm thinking if there was something that would have been found. Or if it wasn't like found, I think like the developer probably would have like given some hints on his Twitter or something like that. Like there's more to the wild than what meets the eye or something, Yeah, DOA is not really like that, I think. I know, like, one of them, like, the Rising Raha one, where there's, like, some specific thing, and it shows, like, a portrait of his family. It's like, I'm sure Dad didn't get approval. He just, like, stuck it in there, thinking, only he could show it to his family or something. At the end of this round, by the way, we need to go over a strategy, so break at the end of the round. If you guys in chat could tag the people in the game, let them know, just in case. Oh, I died thinking about their damn names. Oh, whatever. Where's this guy even at? Commence the swoop. Oh man.
Beat to beat. It's time to go.
Don't go through. Don't shoot mama. Run her around, yellow. Take a death. The level of Easter eggs you're getting is his name King is literally on the first round. Like that's what you're gonna, it's not gonna be anything too subtle. Uh, I need everyone to be in the chat right now, by the way. I'm gonna type some tips. And I would prefer if everyone stopped shooting as well. I don't Thank you. So Mama spawns randomly in different different spots. So let's say she spawned in the top right area. I would shoot the boss over here, try to keep him against the wall, use my armory. Meanwhile, if I'm here, everyone else should be over here. Do not worry about shooting the mama back. Worry about surviving from the zombies. And I'll continue the tips in the chat. Oh, no, 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 no. Damn it.
Knock him out!
Perfect. I was worried at the beginning of the round you guys almost all jacked my shotguns, which, you know, I was hoping you guys wouldn't venture through the middle of the map when dying in the corner. But luckily I grabbed one. Alright, I gotta keep an eye on these revive timers as well. Luckily the chopper, my gun doesn't expire. Oh. I almost boosted out of the damn map, dude. You saw that? Okay, one guy has... Okay, one guy just died. Okay, I'm good. Alright, perfect.
Slice and dice.
Everybody use armory. We have plenty. Use it all. Yeah, firepower and divine shield. They should still get it, yeah, as long as they don't die in the boss fight. That wasn't that fast. I had a shotgun and I donated. I got chickens and a purple shotgun, so just lay it to absolute rest. Quadratic, thanks for the prime. Much appreciated. Another successful mission, yeah. GG to Meringue, my boy Shrek, and Take Dubs.
Game over.